Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Money Monday. I'm your wealth best friend, Jayla. Let's get started, y'all. It's Monday again. I hope you're having a lovely Monday. All right. Today we are talking about long-term saving, and something that I just want to point out to you because I had this conversation with a client recently and want to make sure that you know you don't have to do all the work. That's it. It's not about doing all the work when it comes to long-term savings. So remember that we're talking about savings where you have at least a year, if not more, maybe 13, maybe 18, depending on what you're saving for, maybe 5 if you're saving for something and you have the patience to wait. So like I said, I'm reminding you about those long-term savings goals and that investing can help you. You don't have to do all of the work because you're putting your money to work. Like I said, I have this combo with a client and she was doing all of the work to save. She was so used to, okay, I'm going to save this amount of money and I've got to do it by myself. So I'll give y'all an example. Because, I love examples. I love stories. I have a daughter, and let's say that I want to save $100,000 for her, maybe for education. We'll make it easy because we need a definitive date. If you're going to do long-term savings, you need to know how long you have to save for. Since she's 5, we're going to say we need the money in 13 years because she's 18. And Hi, Jose. Hi, Rashana. Now you start looking at what do you already have. If you don't have anything, that's fine. We're going to say she has $40,000 already saved, that I've already done the work to save. And now I'm considering saving $400 a month for her. The key to this, and that's what I've done now. She's got $400 a month going into the account, but I'm doing all that work, which means I've got to make sure that I have $400 ready to be transferred every month on schedule so that we get the money. Investing comes over and it changes that requirement to have $4,800 every year for 13 more years. Because let's face it, we just had a full pandemic. Not everybody can count on having money every month on schedule. So in 13 years, if I did all the work myself and I'm only putting $4,800 in her account a year, I would only have $62,000. Did I meet my goal? I wanted 100. No. So, and that's assuming we never stop giving. Not necessarily the most realistic. I mean, unless your emergency fund is fat and you've got everything together, you have a recession-proof job, like all of the things. So for the rest of us who are like, I don't know, something may happen, I may need the money and may not be able to direct it to that account, this is for you. That's why you invest. Hey, everybody. Would you believe that if I was willing to invest the $40,000, which, side note, it's already invested. That's how it got to $40,000 instead of just the $24,000. If I was giving her $4,800 a year and she's only 5 years, I'd only have $24,000. So she would be done. I would be done saving for my child's education if I invested the $40,000 and I left it. I never had to add anything else to it. How? Why? How do you know this? So if my investment account makes at least 8% a year, I would have $108,784.94 that 13th year. So when she turns 18. And that's just by leaving the account alone. If I only get 7% a year, she'd have $96,398. Actually, $96,393.80. Let's be clear. At 6%, which is super, super conservative, she'd have 85%. Now, mind you, this is money I didn't have to do anything else to make. It's just the stock market is returning at least 6%. Now, to give you and make it more realistic, it's August 2021. The stock market year to date, which means January to right now, has already returned 18%. So in the context, it sounds like I'm giving you these high percentage numbers. I'm being super conservative. I'm being very, very like the market could do anything. It could be returning negative 30%. It could return positive 50%. It's done it all. But consistently, the market usually would return 7%, 10%. But it's compound interest. That's right. Compound interest is the reason why your account builds without you having to do anything. And this is without dividends. And that's why I gave you the 7% and the 6% numbers, because if you're investing in assets that pay dividends and you reinvest those dividends, you're definitely going to make your goal. And mind you, we started with $40,000 that I put in. That was our initial starting point, and we're ending up at $100,000 when we need the money in 13 years. If you leave it longer, it's going to grow more. If you find, like my kid, she decides to go to a school that doesn't require her to pay anything. She gets a scholarship. She's also the child of a military dependent, so she gets benefits to go to school. She may not even need the money. It sits there and grows. And that's what we want to do in strategizing for long term. You can use this for any long-term savings goal that you have. I just recommend that you have at least 2, 3 to 5 years that you're willing to leave the account alone and let it grow. So I wouldn't do this for anything short term. You want to get to $10,000 by the end of the year. Not for investing. That you've got to do the hard work yourself. Like, I'm building my emergency fund back up. Y'all saw the charges from my dog. I wouldn't put that in the stock market. Now, you see, I have 15 years, 13 years for my kid to go to college. That's something the market can help me with. If I want to save for a house, that's something the market can help me with. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you don't have to do all the savings yourself. You can let the stock market help you. If you guys have any questions, I'll roll through the chat to make sure. But otherwise, it's Money Monday. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. And hopefully you are going to go and find out what your long-term goals are. Write them down. If you need help trying to figure out what payments that you need to make in order to get to your goals, or how much, like the percentages that I gave you, talk to a CFP, talk to a CTFA. You guys can talk to me. All the links are in my bio. So you have what you need. Use those resources. Just remember, you use your resources. You don't have to do this all alone. That's what On My Own Financial is for, to give y'all this information. Thank y'all for stopping by. Hi, Melinda. Oh, Ashley, you stopped by too. Hey, girl. Hey. Love y'all. I don't see any questions, so I am going to jump off. Go back to work, y'all. See y'all next Monday. Bye.